जैसे बुलाते नहीं, अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम राम नारायणम जानकी वल्लभम। अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्। कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं, वीर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं, अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्। अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्। याद आएंगे उनको कभी ना कभी, कृष्ण दर्शन तो देंगे कभी ना कभी, अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्। कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं, तुम मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं, अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्। अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्। कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं, वीर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं, जैसे बुलाते नहीं, अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्।
प्रेम से बोलिए गजानंद स्वामी की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, श्री नव दुर्गा देवी माता की जय। आप लोग कराओ जाए, प्लीज स्टैंड as we join on this the sixth night of our 7 nights Ramayan Yagna, glorifying and praising our Lord God Bhagwan Shri Ganesh Ji, to remove all obstacles and negativities from the pathways of our lives, whatever challenges that we may encounter time and time again. Oh Ganesh Baba, with faith and with love this morning, rather this evening, we thank you for this privilege and this moment in prayer. Om Gananam Tva Ganapati Gwam Havamahi Kavim Kavinam Upamasravastamam ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिसीदसादनम्। ॐ श्रीमन्महागणाधिपतये नमः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः, भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः, स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः, स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः, स्वस्ति नस्ताक्षोररिष्टनेमिः, स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ हंस हंसाय विद्महे परमहंसाय धीमहि तन्नो हंस प्रचोदयात्। ॐ अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। Together, everyone. ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः, गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ॐ श्री अनुभवानन्दाय नमः। ॐ श्री चिन्मयानन्दाय नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुदत्ताय नमः। ॐ श्री सत्यसाईश्वराय नमः। ॐ प्रशान्तिनिलयाय नमः। ॐ सीतारामचन्द्राभ्यां नमः। ॐ नमो हनुमते नमः। ॐ श्री रामलक्ष्मणभरतशत्रुघ्नाय नमः। In preparation to wave the soft and sacred light, we pray that may our bodies, our mind, our soul be bright with love, be bright with good intention and knowledge. Hey Prabhu Shri Ram, as we sit in your darbar here in your mandir, in the mandir of Mahadev Bhagwan Shiva, may this light forever be our guide. May this light always be our protection. May this light always be your grace in our lives, that of our loved ones, here in this community of Scott and Mendez, in the community of Trinidad and Tobago, and in the community of the world. आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कले तल नितसी अपी की। आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कले तल नितसी अपी की। गावत ब्रह्मादिक मुनि नारद, वाल्मीकि ज्ञान विशारद, सुख सनकादि शेष और शारद, वर्णि पवन सुत कीरतने की, आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कले तल तसी अपे की। गावत वेद पुराण अष्टदश, चौ शास्त्र सब ग्रंथन को रस, मुनि जन धन संतन को सरबस, सारयं च सम्मत सबहि की, आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कले तल तसी अपे की। गावत संतत शंभु भवानी, औरुगत संभव मुनि विज्ञानी, व्यास आदि कवि वर्ज भकानी, काक भुषुंडी गरुड़ के आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कले तल तसी अपे की, आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कले तल तसी अपे की। कलिमल हरणी विषय रसपीति, शुभग सिंगार मुक्ति युवती की, दलन रोग भव मूरी अमीति, तात मात सब विधि तुलसी की, आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कले तल तसी अपे की, आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कले तल तसी अपे की। बोलो राम जय जय राम, सीताराम जय जय राम, बोलो राम श्री राम, सीताराम जय जय राम। श्री राम तुम्हारे मंदिर में मैं दीप जलाने आया हूँ, श्री राम तुम्हारे मंदिर में मैं दीप जलाने आया हूँ, मैं दीप जलाने आया हूँ, मैं दीप जलाने आया हूँ, श्री राम तुम्हारे मंदिर में मैं दीप जलाने आया हूँ। बोलो राम श्री राम, बोलो राम जय जय राम, बोलो राम श्री राम, बोलो राम गलमाला दिव्य सिंहासन दशरथ लाला पुलन गेंद फूलन गलमाला दिव्य सिंहासन दशरथ लाला जन मन मंजू मुकुर मलहरणी किए तिलक गुण गण बस करणी आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कले तल नित सिंह की जलाने आया हूँ मैं दीप जलाने आया हूँ राम तुम्हारे मंदिर में मैं दीप जलाने आया हूँ बोलो राम जय जय राम 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 सीताराम 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 मैं दीप जलाने आया हूँ मैं दीप जलाने आया हूँ श्री राम तुम्हारे मंदिर में मैं दीप जलाने आया हूँ प्रेम से बोलो अयोध्यापति रामचंद्र की जय आसन पर बैठिए प्लीज बी सीटेड प्रेम से बोलिए सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय once again my friends it is a great joy and of course a pleasure on behalf of the devotees here of the Scott and Mendez Shiv Mandir to take this opportunity to say a very warm and special welcome to each and every one of you once again coming from far and near distances to glorify and praise our Lord God Bhagwan Maryada Purushottam Shri Ramchandra Ji. Last night, our discourse was taken from the Ayodhya Kand, where we highlighted the influence that mantra had on the mind of Mother Kaikeyi. And we also saw that we must be extremely careful as to the company that we keep and the reaction that we make when we are in certain situations. Remember, Param Pujya Gurudev Sri Swami Chinmayananda Ji, he said that sins are not committed in action. sins are committed in the way we react, in reaction. So we must always be aware of our reaction. We must always be aware of ourselves. We must always be aware of how we are operating. And you know, my friends, the emotions that we share after a situation happen. So tonight we will see that after Mother Keiki was influenced by mantra, and the sad part was, she believed every word that mantra said. You know, she didn't analyze. She didn't think for a moment. Her mind was completely and totally blinded by what mantra was projecting on Bhagwan Sri Ramchandra Ji. And friends, this is what gets us in trouble when we don't think for ourselves, when we don't think on our own, when we depend on others to think for us. And so, Mother Kaikeyi became the victim of mantra. And we saw last night that mantra was not only a physically crooked person. Forgive me for using the word that she was not only physically crooked, but mantra, my friends, was mentally crooked. She was intellectually crooked. And because she had no trust and faith in Bhagwan Sri Ram, she was also spiritually crooked. And that means, you know, I heard once someone was saying that when a snake bends, it is to do what? When a snake crawling on the ground, you know, and then he bends his back. When a snake bends, it is to strike. And there are many people in this world who appears to be friends, but they are really enemies. Brothers and sisters, we must always choose the company that we keep. Tonight we want to say a very warm welcome once again to Shri Pandit Vasudev, the beloved son of Pandit Rajendra, and of course, Panditji, what's your mom name? Huh? Shashika? And of course, the beloved son of Shashika ji. We'd like to say thanks to you, Panditji, for conducting puja and of course creating a wonderful environment for us this evening, a spiritual environment. To all the Shrotas, special thanks and welcome. And I have to give my brother there a thumbs up and sign language. Everything is good. Because he cannot hear me and he cannot speak to me. But he is sitting there with so much of love and so much of devotion. May Bhagwan bless him and his beautiful family. We'd like to say special thanks also to Sanket Television for capturing tonight's program. To our beloved brother Bhaiya Ramesh, thank you Bhaiya for your dedication to Dharma. And of course, through Sanket Television, they reach the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago and by extension the world. Special thanks also to Ms. Kavita Ramcharita and of course Bhaiya Krishna for being here this evening on Vision 2 Photo. We'd like to say special thanks to them for capturing also and streaming live on YouTube tonight. To the members of the Chinmaya Gyan Kirtan Mandali, special thanks and welcome. To our two Avinash sitting there on the Dantal and Dolak. As we prepare ourselves for our discourse, we'd also like to acknowledge Bhaiya Kumarji and his wonderful Dharma Patni. They are of the Matala Temple and of the Chinmaya Mission. And we say welcome to you, Bhaiya. And of course, the Didi and your beautiful family. So at this time, friends, we invite you now to sit back and relax. As we now gently close the eyes, visualizing the beautiful form of Maryada Purushottam Bhagwan Sri Ram, as we invoke the presence of Lord Ganesh, to keep our mind and intellect clear, that whatever little knowledge that we can receive, may it be something that would uplift us and something that would elevate us spiritually. जिनके स्मरण मात्र से सारे काम पूरे होते हैं, जो गणों के स्वामी और सुंदर हाथी के समान श्रेष्ठ मुख वाले हैं, वे ही बुद्धि के बंदार और शुभ गुणों के धाम हम गणेश जी मुझे पर कृपा करे. O Ganesh Baba, whatever internal or external obstacles that may cross our path, not only tonight for tonight's devotion, but in any aspect of our lives, whether it's physical, psychological, emotional, intellectual, or spiritual, please bless us with wisdom. May you bless us, O Ganesh Baba, and clear the pathway or the pathways of our lives, that we can progress and never regress. There are times when we must take a step back, but only to leap forward. Whatever challenges that your children and your devotees might be facing tonight, in whatever aspect of their lives, O Ganeshji, through your grace and blessing, and the kripa of Maryada Purushottam Sri Ram, please open the doorways of our lives, for we believe that when one door is closed on us, there are so many doors and so many different avenues that opens to us. Please bless us as we touch thy holy feet this night. जो सुमिरता सिद्धि हो, गणनायक करिवर बदना, करो अनुग्रह सो बुद्धिराशि शुभ गुण सदना, मुख हो ही वाचा पंगुचरे गिरिवर गना, चासु कृपा सुदया प्रभु सकल कलिमल दना, नील सरो रूहशा अरुण अरुण वारे जनयना, करवो सुमाम उर्धाम सदा क्षीर सागर शयना, कुंदयेन्दु समदेहा, कुमार मन करुणायना, जाहि दीन परनेहा, करो कृपा मर्दन मायना, बंदाव गुरु पद कंज, कृपा सिंधु नर रूप हरे, महामोह तम पुंज, कृपा सिंधु जासो वचन रवि करनि कर, श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज, जमन मुकु प्रसुधारे, वरनौ रघु वर विमल जसो, जो दायक पर चारे तुलसी कृत्य रामायण कथा कहूँ अनुसार आए के आसन लीजिए सिया राम हनुमान सिया पति रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम उमापति महादेव की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय उदय सा जगन्नाथ की जय सियावर रामचंद्र की जय शरणम नाथ मम संकट हरो हरि श्री राम जय जय राम everyone श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम प्रेम से बोलो झापति रामचंद्र की जय Ayodhya is supposed to be a place where there is no fight, where there is no conflict, where there is no negativity. Ayodhya or Ayodhya is that place where there should be no quarrel and no anxiety, but calmness and peacefulness. Hence, the reason Bhagwan Sri Ram, Bhagwan Vishnu rather, chose the city of Ayodhya for his incarnation as Maryada Purushottam Sri Ram Chandraji. So Ayodhya being that place where there is no conflict. But contrary to what we see, it was a place where that became rather affected by so much of tears, so much of anxiety, and so much of emotional pain, all because of the character we saw last night in the form of mantra. And my dear brothers and sisters, it is very important to note that mantra is not a physical entity that is living outside of us. She can be very well present in our hearts as well. And I want you tonight, I want you to analyze and again to reflect upon you yourself and try to find in the Ayodhya, your heart, where there is no conflict, our hearts, where there is no anxiety or no negativity. See if mantra is trying to make her way inside. This is the reflection. This is the meditation I want you to practice. Because Ayodhya represents our heart. Ayodhya represents our mind. Ayodhya represents not the physical side of our heart, not the biological heart, but the spiritual heart. Ayodhya, my friends, is that place where Bhagwan Sri Ram wants to reside. Ayodhya is that place where, as Hanumanji opened his chest, and he showed the world that Sita Devi and Sri Ram is inside of his heart. You know why? Because in Hanumanji's mind and in his spiritual heart, there was no conflict. Hanumanji was very what you call Chitta Ekagrata. He would practice single-pointedness. And in Vedanta, Chitta Ekagrata means that you focus upon the self, for the self, by the self, and only for the self. meaning the Atma, the soul. And therefore, Hanumanji had no conflict in his life. Hanumanji had no, what you call, fight happening within himself. You see, please be very attentive. You can't stop the fight from happening outside. There will always be fight on the outside. There will always be conflict on the outside. In terms of government conflict, in terms of community conflict, in terms of misunderstanding, etc., etc. We can't stop that thing from happening on the outside. Once any group of people come together, and if they have different emotions and different desires and different goals, and they have what you call a different mission, then there will be conflict, misunderstanding. And if they are unable to iron those situations out, then the institution suffers. And that's why I must commend the devotees here of this Mendez Shiv Mandir. And this is not putting butter on bread, but I always feel very proud of the manner in which the devotees of this mandir conduct the running of the mandir, and the cooperation and the love that they share in order to keep Sanatana Dharma alive in this part of the community. There are many, many institutions that has conflict. Many spiritual institutions that has conflict happening. And you know, it's about when people lose sight of the spiritual goal, when people lose sight of the spirituality, when people lose sight of God, then conflicts start. And that is exactly what happened, what Mantra did. Mantra made sure that Kaikeyi Mata took Sri Ram out of her mind. And friends, go back into the Ramayana, go back into Ayodhya Kand, and you will see when Mother Kaikeyi took Sri Ram out of her mind, meaning she lost respect for him, she lost the motherly love that she had for him, and when that happened, that was the beginning of the conflict in Ayodhya. So my point is, your reflection and your meditation is to see what is happening inside of you. Every time we go to satsang, whether it's Vedanta, whether it's Bhagavad Gita classes, whether it's Ram Katha classes, whether it's Upanishad classes, it is always to bring the attention of the seeker and the devotee to himself or herself, and to see the reaction of what is happening inside. Because friends, reaction creates agami karma. Our reaction is going to create agami karma. And if we really want to free ourselves from future karma, we have to pay close attention to our reaction. Mother Kaikeyi became victim, and she reacted in a very, what you call, obvious negative way. And she actually was feeling very proud of herself. Bharat and Shatrugna had gone to the grandparents' home, the grandparents' home, and they were on vacation. Maybe it was July, August, Papa. I have Miss Lisa and Miss Nirala and the students, all the teachers who are here, who are enjoying your summer vacation, you know. Can't wait to enjoy it more in so many different ways. So maybe Bharat and Shatrugna went to the grandparents' home, July, August vacation. And friends, as we say in local language, Bharat and Shatrugna had gone, and Sri Ram was preparing to be coronated as king. Sita Devi is enjoying the moment with her beloved Dharmapati, her beloved husband. Lakshman is in full swing preparation. But suddenly, from a moment of joy and excitement, just at the snap of a finger, everything turned from happiness to absolute sorrow. From happiness to absolute sorrow. From joy to sadness. From knowledge to ignorance. Just in the twinkle of an eye. This is what life is. And you see, my friends, Mother Kaikeyi was very much happy to break the news to Bharat and to tell Bharat, my son, don't you know, you are going to become king. You are going to become king, my son. And you know what is the best part, Bharat? The best part is Ram, who is going to take the throne from you, in the couture voice. She started speaking. Ram, who is going to take the throne from you, I sent him to the forest for 14 years. Let him go there and let him take his Sita with him. That's the couture voice. And Bharat, you would become king. My friends, Bharat became so broken. Bharat became so sad. Bharat became so hurt by listening to the words of his mother. What have you done? What have you done? What have you done? Don't you know that you have caused great pain, not only to me, but to all among us? You have done an injustice. Because this throne that you are requesting of me to sit upon, this throne has no value to me. And friends, Bharat responded to his mother in the following chaupai. His eyes were filled with tears. His mind is absorbed in Sri Ram, his elder brother. And this is what Bharat said. तुम ही मेरे मंदिर, तुम ही मेरे पूजा, तुम ही देवता हो, तुम ही देवता हो. हित हमारा सिया पति से बताई, सो हरि लीला बातों को तिलाई. बोलो श्री राम जय रामा, जय जय रामा. श्री राम जय रामा, Bharat speaks from the perspective of his relationship with Bhagwan Sri Ram and Sita Devi and Lakshman. He said, "No, my father has gone to the Swarga, my father has gone to the heavenly abode. But I want you to know, Ma, mera hit to Sitapati ka chakari mein hai. So mata ki kutila he haran se mera hit sabhav nahi hai." Mother, I want you to realize and I want you to know something. My good lies in the service of Maryada Purushottam Bhagwan Sri Ram and Mata Sita. My good lies in the service of my Lord Sri Ram. Bharat here is speaking from the perspective and looking at Sri Ram not only as a brother, but looking at Sri Ram as the Atma, the soul within himself. Bharat saw Sri Ram not as a physical entity, but he saw him not as a physical entity, meaning that he was related to Sri Ram as a brother, but he was looking at Sri Ram also as the Atma, the soul, the God in his life. And long ago, in ancient times, that was the kind of respect people had for their elder brothers and the elders in family. That's why our dharma, our Sanatan dharma tells, always respect your elders. Well, not only our dharma and culture, all cultures tell you respect your elders. And it speaks about expressing reverence to the elders and always showing humility in front of them, etc., etc. So Bharat had that principle. He looked at Sri Ram as the Atma, the soul within himself, but he also showed the respect a younger brother should show to an elder brother. I always believe, if we are elder brothers and elder sisters, we must live up to it. Today we see in many home circles, brothers fighting with each other, family having issues, and we understand that not everybody will agree at the same time on the same topic or the same situation. Conflict will come, but how we deal with it is very important. And the elders in the family should advise the younger ones to deal with situation with principle, with morality, and in a truthful manner. Because this is the trend that the Ramayana speaks about. Remember, the Ram Katha is a way of life. Sanatan Dharma is a way of life. Sri Ram came down on the earth to demonstrate all these things. Sri Ram didn't come alone. He came with Bharat, Shatrughna, and Lakshman. They all manifested at the same time. So the divine beings incarnated in 4 amsha to set principles of how to live. And so here, Bharat is saying that there is no, my good rather, hit hamara siyapati sevika kai hai. My good lies in the service of Bhagwan Sri Ram. There was nothing more for me. And you have taken away the throne from Sri Ram to give me that throne. Ma? But you have robbed me. So hari leenha matu kuti lai. Ma, you have robbed me of this sacred opportunity to serve Sri Rama's king because of your crookedness. You have robbed me. She thought that she was not hurting him. She was giving him a throne and a kingdom. And when you sit on the throne, when a person sits on the throne, like for example, I am sitting on a throne. This is called the Vyas Asan. And friends, if this Vyas Asan makes a person who sits here anyway feel as though he is better than anybody else, then that person is not worthy of sitting on something like this. As a matter of fact, sitting here, sitting there is better than sitting here. Trust me. Sitting where you are is better because it is said. Anyway, I'm not going to go in that. The person who sits and listens to satsang is better than the person who is sitting and speaking in satsang. Because your ears becomes like the ocean and knowledge is flowing into that. And you are uplifted and elevated, and it becomes very, very, very simple for the person sitting here to become overwhelmed and egoistic and abhimani. And become the victim, not of the knowledge, not what you call, to participate in the knowledge, or to realize the knowledge, but to become the victim of his own ego. So that's why before a Vyas or to sit upon the Vyas asana, he has to pray and well pray. Not because he is sitting higher than anyone else, he is in any way higher than anyone else. But from the Vedanta point of view, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, if the Vyas does not prostrate to his Guru to sit before he sits here, then he can become victim. My friends, in other words, Bharat is saying, I prefer to sit lower at the feet of Sri Ramchandraji and serve him, but you have robbed me of this opportunity to serve him, O mother, because of your crookedness. Sometimes mothers, sometimes parents, sometimes elders, when they think that they are doing their children a good by setting certain trend or expressing certain examples for they to follow, they are actually destroying their children's life rather than uplifting them. Parents, always be cautious and always be careful. Here, Mother Kaikeyi thought that she was doing a good for her son, but the reality was the son looked at it from a totally different perspective. Sri Ram was not just, as we know, he was not just an ordinary individual, he was the Lord incarnated. And he incarnated in that place where there is no conflict, where there is no fight, where there was no quarrel. But here, as Mother Kaikeyi became the victim of mantra, exactly the opposite happened. Ayodhya became not Ayodhya, but it became Yuddha. A place of war, a place of fight, a place of crying, a place of hurt. Friends, I want to ask you tonight, look at you, look at your home, look at the community, let us look at our nation. Remember Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba said, he said, Yadi hriday mein pavitrata hai, to charitra mein saundarya hoga. Yadi charitra mein sundar hai, to ghar mein shanti mein sumil hoga. Yadi ghar mein shanti sumil hai, to desh mein suvyavastha ho. It is said that when there is peace in our heart, yadi hriday mein pavitrata hai, when there is purity in our heart, yadi hriday mein pavitrata hai, to ghar mein shanti mein sumil hoga. There will be peace. There will be harmony in the home. So it starts with each individual. It starts with each individual. But if we are not reflective, if we are not paying attention to ourselves, if we are not paying attention to our emotions and our reactions, then Yuddha will start. It will not be Ayodhya. It will be Yuddha. Fight and quarrel. Anxiety will start happening within us. And so here, Tulsidashi tells that Bharat is saying, Mai anumati deki man mahi. I have searched my thoughts and realized that herein and nowhere else can I find happiness. Mother, there is nowhere else I could find happiness other than being of service to my beloved Lord, to my beloved brother, to my beloved master, Maryada Purushottam, Sri Ramchandraji. There was nowhere else. Because it is at the feet of Sri Ram and Bharat, my friends, tears streaming down his eyes. And it is as if he was saying, सत की नाव के वतिया सतगुरु, सत की नाव के सत की नाव के वतिया सतगुरु, भव सागर कर आयो पायो जी मैंने, राम रतन धन पायो पायो जी मैंने, राम रतन धन पायो पायो जी मैंने, राम रतन धन पायो पायो जी मैंने, राम रतन धन पायो। वस्तु अमोलक वतिया सतगुरु, वस्तु अमोलक देवतिया सतगुरु, कृपा कर अपनायो पायो जी मैंने, राम रतन धन पायो पायो जी मैंने, राम रतन धन पायो। करचन कूते चोरन लूटे, करचन कूते चोरन लूटे, दिन दिन भरत सवायो पायो जी मैंने, राम रतन धन पायो पायो जी मैंने, राम रतन धन पायो। सत की नाव के वतिया सतगुरु, सत की नाव, सत की नाव, सत की नाव के वतिया सतगुरु। It is only the truth, सत की नाव, which is the boat that will take us across the Bhava Sagar. Ma, you want to give me the throne, but don't you know that this throne without Sri Ram and Sita and Lakshman has no value? This throne has no meaning. This life is the throne, my dear brothers and sisters. And if this life of ours does not have Sita, Ram and Lakshman, then this life is of no use. I will tell you the meaning of Sita, Ram and Lakshman, and we will understand why Bharat is speaking in this context. सत के नाम के वतिया सतगुरु, भव सागर कर आयो आयो जी मैंने, राम रतन धन पायो पायो जी मैंने, राम रतन धन पायो। मीरा के प्रभु गिरिधर नागर, मीरा के प्रभु गिरिधर नागर, हरक हरक जस गाओ पायो जी मैंने, राम रतन धन पायो पायो जी मैंने, राम रतन धन पायो पायो जी मैंने, राम रतन धन पायो। शोक समाजु राम के लेके, लखन राम सिया पद बितु देके, बारी ससन बारी बसन बिनु भूषण मारू, बाती बेरति बिनु ब्रह्म विचारो। श्री राम जय जय रामा, श्री राम जय जय रामा। Bharat, my friends, is speaking from a completely and totally different context. He is saying that, O mother, शोक का समोह ये राज्य लक्ष्मण श्री रामचंद्र और सीता जी के चरणों को देखे बिना किस विनती में है। माँ, you tell me, what is the use of this throne? What is the use of everything that you have given to me if I cannot serve the feet of Lakshman, the feet of Sri Ram, and the feet of Mother Sita, the load of jewels and all the wealth and clothes that you have given? As a matter of fact, he's saying, what is the use? He gives an example. He says, what is the use of a person have on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rings on the right hand and 5 rings on the left hand, and one necklace that is 22 karat gold worth thousands of dollars, and not only that, bearers, gold bearers coming from the wrist to the elbow. You know, long time they put on bearer like that, you know. Bhagwan. And then on the ankles, they have the anklets. And the person dressed up with all this gold, 22 karat, but they don't have on no clothes. What is he seen? Isn't it? Will you feel comfortable to look at the person with all this gold and jewelry but no clothes? Everybody that has morality or has some sense of decency will turn away from such a sight. Isn't it? Bharat says, Ma, this throne that is studded with gold and diamonds and gems, this Ayodhya without Ram is like a person with gold and no clothes. Don't you know that my Lakshman and my Sita Devi, they are worthy of my service? Because, my friends, Sita Mata in the Ramcharitamanas represents the mind. Sri Ram represents the soul. And Lakshman represents Prem. Lakshman represents Prem. Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba explains that Satya, Dharma, Shanti and Prem, Ram, Lakshman, Bharat and Shatrughna. This is what they represent. Satya, Dharma, Shanti and Prem. These are the 4 principles of our Dharma. Param Pujya Gurudev, Swami Chinmayananda Ji, gives it from a Vedanta point of view. That Atma, that Sri Ram is the Atma, the soul. Lakshmana, or rather Hanuman, is the Prana Shakti. Sita Devi is the mind in a meditative state. Bharat is the one with Seva Bhav. Lakshman is Prem. Imagine the throne of Ayodhya without Sri Ram, no soul, no guiding energy, no guiding force. Imagine the throne of Ayodhya where there is no positive emotions because Sita has been exiled. Sita Devi also represents in the Ramcharitamanas what you call Shanti. She represents peace. If Sri Ram is the soul, Sita Devi is the peace of that soul. That's why, my friends, when Sita Devi was kidnapped by Ravan, when Sita Devi was kidnapped by Ravan, Sri Ram, acting on the stage of the Ramcharitamanas, portrayed the character that when you lose your peace of mind, you can never be happy. When your mind is kidnapped, when your mind is kidnapped by the sensuality of the world, when our minds are kidnapped by the gold and the shining ornaments of the world, when our minds are kidnapped by the demons of the world, when our minds are kidnapped by the world of sensuality, when our minds are kidnapped by temptation and lust and anger and greed, these are all the forms that Ravana is going to take, and he will come and he will kidnap the mind. First he comes like a sadhu baba. He comes disguised. The negatives of the world comes disguised, my friends. And it will kidnap our minds. That is why last night we saw when Mantra spoke, her words were so sweet, that the sweetness of mantra words kidnapped the mind of Mother Kaikeyi. And right there, once the mind is kidnapped by temporary sweetness, God disappears from the thoughts. And the mind is kidnapped by temporary sweetness. And you know what? The things of the world that we see, we hear, we smell, we taste, and we touch. All of them is so sweet. But it kidnaps the mind. And this is why Bharat said, Badena basana binu bhushana bharo Bari birati binu brahma vicharo. Oh, therefore, Mother, that Ayodhya is of no use. This throne is of no use. Friends, I want you to ask yourself this question tonight. All the things that we are blessed with. Now, please don't get it wrong, Ask yourself, all the things that we are blessed with, and I put that in inverted commas, all the things that we are blessed with, and things means also people. How far they will take us? How far the things and beings of this world will take us? How far will the things and beings take us, my friends? This is why Bhagwan Sri Ram, when he was exiled from the Ayodhya, his mind immediately went on Bhagwan Shiva to get that strength, the spiritual strength, to now move forward into the forest. Bharat is telling the mother, can't you see, Ma? As a matter of fact, there is one place here, Bharat even told the mother, he said, I do not even consider you to be my mother anymore. And it's very hurtful for a son to tell a mother that, That's not our dharma. But Bharat was so hurt that the mother's mind had turned from God. And when a mother turns from God, that mother, my dear friends, inverted commas, is a bad influence. She becomes a bad influence. The Taittiriya Upanishad says, Matri Devo Bhava. The mother is God. Pitri Devo Bhava, the father is God. Acharya Devo Bhava, the guru is God. But when they are following the principle of knowledge and not ignorance. Sri Ram left Ayodhya. He knew exactly what he was going to face. And Bharat is reminding the mother that, don't you remember, don't you know that the mind of Sri Ram was absolutely not affected. He was contemplating upon Mahadev. He was contemplating upon Bhagwan Shiva. मेरे मन वीरा की तारे हर पल शिव का नाम पुकारे, मैंने शिव से लगाई लगन, ओ लगन, मैंने शिव से लगाई लगन। जब बोले का नाम प्रेम से सुबह हो शाम, जब बोले का नाम प्रेम से सुबह हो शाम, शिव के भक्ति में हो के मगन। मेरे मन वेरा की तारे हर पल शिव का नाम पुकारे, मैंने शिव से लगाई लगन, ओ लगन, मैंने शिव से लगाई लगन। जब बोले का नाम प्रेम से सुबह हो शाम, जब बोले का नाम प्रेम से सुबह हो शाम, शिव के भक्ति में हो के मगन। तोरे जग के छूते बंधन, शिव भक्ति में रस के जीवन। मन में शिव है में मन, दर दिया खुद को शिव के अर्पण। शिव ही मेरा धर्म, शिव ही मेरा करम, शिव ही मेरा धर्म, शिव ही मेरा करम। साथ है ये धरती गगन, मेरे मन वेरा की तारे हर पल शिव का नाम पुकारे, मैंने शिव से लगाई लगन, ओ लगन, मैंने शिव से लगाई लगन। My friends, Bhagwan Shri Ram did not allow the scenario that was happening in Ayodhya to take his mind away from God. His God, his Ishta Devta is none other than Bhagwan Shiva. And my friends, during this holy month of Shravan, it is also very auspicious for the worship of Mahadev. For what purpose? To gain peace of mind. This is where Shri Ram got his peace of mind from. This is where Bhagwan Shri Ram, in spite of all the challenges, he was able to maintain the focus and keep peaceful and happy. मैं सेवक हूँ मेरे स्वामी, मेरे शिव है अंतर्यामी। ये जीवन है कंचन काया, सब है मेरे शिव के माया। शिव मेरे साथ है, दिन है या रात है, शिव मेरे साथ है, दिन है या रात है। जाओ हर पल है शिव के भजन, मेरे मन वेरा की तारे हर पल शिव का नाम पुकारे, मैंने शिव से लगाई लगन, ओ लगन, मैंने शिव से लगाई लगन। जब बोले का नाम प्रेम से सुबह हो शाम, जब बोले का नाम प्रेम से सुबह हो शाम। तेरे हर पल है शिव के भजन, मेरे मन वेरा की तारे हर पल शिव का नाम पुकारे, मैंने शिव से लगाई लगन, ओ लगन, मैंने शिव से लगाई लगन, ओ लगन, मैंने शिव से लगाई लगन। Bharat goes on to say in the following chaupai. Shri Ram जय राम जय जय राम सरजो शरीर बारी बहु भोगा बिनु हरि भगति जाय जप जोगा बोलो श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम everyone श्री राम जाय जीव बिनु देह सुहाई जाय जीव बिनु देह सुहाई बारी मोरी सब बिनु रघुराई बोलो श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम everyone श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम so in the example he gives he says that a person who have on all the jewelry etc but no clothes that person is useless to look at the decent person will not look at that person then he goes on to say यदि शरीर रोगी हो तो नाना प्रकार से भोग व्यर्थ है mother another example he gives imagine a person died let's give an example of a funeral right you go to a funeral and the person who died is lying in the casket right go to that person in the casket and give them some chana and aloo and pumpkin with not bus up shirt give them peace puri because that person like peace puri the person's body is there but the food is of no use to that person all the luxury and all the comfort that that person worked for in life cannot enjoy it. I see people learn a new trend now. Some people, not all people, some people, they learn a new trend. When they go down by the creek, if that person loves to drink alcohol, they take a bottle and they walk around the fire sprinkling alcohol. That's the kind of trend Hindu people doing now, Bhaiya Kumar. Imagine. Well, and they love to eat meat, put meat too. The Gastada just now. Give him what he want to eat and give him like what he like to drink. Some people, I tell you, friends, what they do by doing these things, they are contaminating the very process of transmigrating from this realm into another realm. You're contaminating that process. So when you feel you're doing the person who died a favor by emptying a bottle of whatever, you're doing a great injustice, because when we, as the Pandits, we go and we invoke the presence of the Devatas and Devis there, and you take tulsi water and put in that lota, and you're sprinkling Ganga Jal, etc. You are purifying everything. We are chanting mantras to purify, and you are taking a bottle of alcohol to do what?
You see where the trend is going? We forget now about the spiritual significance and the journey of that soul. And we're thinking about the limited thing, about what he or she loved to enjoy, and therefore, rum. You're giving rum. What is the use of giving things to a deceased body? Another example he gives. Ma, what is the use of saying your prayer, or chanting your mantras, but you have no devotion to Bhagwan? So, first example, Saruja, Sharir, Badi Bahubhoga. The body can't enjoy anything if it is not alive. Binu Hari Bhagati Jai Japa Joga. What is the use that you are doing your prayers, but you have no bhakti, no devotion, or no faith in the prayers you are doing? You understand? Mother, what's the use? I sit upon this throne of Ayodhya, and Sri Ram is not here. Sri Ram is the soul of Ayodhya. What's the use? I sit upon this throne, and there is no love, there is no Lakshman. What's the use? I sit upon this throne, mother, and there is no peace, there is no Sita. This is what you want for me, your son? You say that you love me so dearly, and this is what you have done? In the name of love, you sprinkle a bottle of alcohol on the dead body. In the name of love, But what the end result will be, last night we spoke about, think about the outcome, think about the end result. Think about the future, what you are causing to that soul in the case of that instance. What's the use of a handsome body, physical body, or someone dies and you well put on nice makeup and thing? No problem. Buy best clothes, best makeup. Dress the body like a dullahan, dullahin, as the case might be. But what is the use of that body if the soul is not in it? See the kind of examples Bharat is giving to his mother. It is of no use. The person is not alive to enjoy her makeup. The person is not alive to enjoy the dullaha outfit. All this Bharat is saying to Mother Kaikeyi. Ma, you have really hurt me. What you have done is that you have taken away my soul. What you have done, you have taken away the love in my life. What you have done, you have taken away the peace from my life. As of today, you are no longer my mother. Because a person who takes away your soul, a person who takes away your peace of mind, a person who takes away your happiness, is not a relation to you. People who are related to us, they give us our soul back. People who are related to us, they give us love and appreciation. People who are related to us, our true relations, they invoke the best in us. They don't take away the best from us. today because we have some power, because we have some position, because we may have some wealth that is temporary, we belittle others. We insult people and put them down, make them feel insignificant. My friends, never make somebody feel insignificant or lesser than they are. Every one of you here tonight, and every one of us listening on Jivan Tattva, and everyone listening on YouTube, and everyone that will be viewing on Sanket television, every one of us, we are all unique, and we are all special, and we are all decent human beings. Do not allow anyone to take away your peace, your soul from you. Don't give them your soul on a golden platter. Don't give your peace of mind on a golden platter. Don't give your happiness on a golden platter. We are better and we are bigger than anything that can rob us of our dignity and our peace. Remind yourself that you are not just an ordinary being. Remind yourself of how special you are. Remind yourself of how unique you are. Remind yourself of how peaceful you are. This is why one of the greatest mantra, tell me anybody, what is the greatest mantra to chant every day? Gayatri mantra? I say that fast, boy. What is the greatest mantra to chant every day? Guru mantra? Run. You know what is the greatest mantra to chant every day? Everybody, close your eyes and repeat after me this mantra. As you close your eyes, let the body be relaxed. And repeat this mantra. I am a peaceful soul. Please say, I am a peaceful soul. I am a peaceful soul. I am a happy soul. I am a happy soul. Gently open your eyes. See that mantra? Most powerful mantra. It reminds you of who you are. And when Bharat finished speaking to his mother like this, he said, I want you to allow me now to leave Ayodhya. And in this final chaupai, he says, permit me to go where Sri Ram, Lakshman, and Sita Ma is. I cannot be here anymore. Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Shri Rama
Ram Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. Everyone, Shri Ram Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. Where Ramesh? Are you hearing them? Shri Ram Jaya. Bharat, he says, give me permission. I cannot be in that place where Shri Ram, Lakshman and Sita is not. Shri Ram Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya. Jau Ram pahi ayas dehu, ek hi aak mor hit dehu. Shri Ram Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. Mohindra Pukari, Mohindra Pukari, Bhala apan chao. Sohu saneha jarata bas kaho. Bolo Shri Ram Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. मुझे आज्ञा दीजिए मैं श्री रामचंद्र जी के पास जाऊं। मेरे हित में यह एक आक निश्चय है। मुझे राजा बनाकर आप अपना भला चाहते हैं। Bharat, he looks at his mother and he says, Ma, you have hurt me more than you have blessed me. Please give me, आप आज्ञा दे दीजिए. Please give me permission to go and meet my Shri Ram. Please give me permission to go and meet my Lakshman and my Sita. I have no other desire in my heart. I have no other interest. Because in you, mother, wanting to make me king of Ayodhya, you are serving your own interests. You want to feel good to have me, your son, sit on the throne. That is your desire. That's your interest. But I want to let you know, oh mother, that Mohi nripa kari bala apana chahu, so sanehu jarata basakahu. Mother, it is only the influence of your own unwise affection that caused you to make this decision. Your own unwise affection that blinded you.
that took Sri Ram away from Ayodhya. Unwise affection causes sad results. Unwise affection destroys homes and families, institutions, and what you call countries. Unwise affection, affection born out of what you call ignorance, destroys rather than creates happiness. Tonight, I want everyone to remember the words of Bharat, that anything that takes God away from you, anything that takes goodness away from you, anything that takes your love, your peace of mind, your happiness away from you, that thing or that person is not good company. It's not good company at all. And this is why Tulsidashi tells about this episode in the Ayodhya Kand, where Bharat, my friends, now having said what he said, he wants to leave to go where Sri Ram is. He wants to leave and go to meet Sri Ram and Sita Devi and Lakshman, because that is where he'll find peace, truth, and love. Anywhere that you find peace, truth, and love, that is where you are meant to be. Don't allow anybody to take away your truth, your love, and your peace from you. Prem se bolo Pati Ramachandra ki. At this time, while Panditji is doing the Havan, we will join in one final bhajan. उद्धार करो भगवान, तुम्हारी शरण परे। उद्धार करो भगवान, तुम्हारे शरण परे। शरण परे, शरण परे, ओ शरण परे, प्रभु शरण परे। उद्धार करो भगवान, तुम्हारे शरण परे। भव पार करो भगवान, तुम्हारे शरण परे। कैसे तेरा नाम धयाए, कैसे तुम्हारे लगन लगाए। हृदय जगा दो ज्ञान, तुम्हारी शरण परे। शरण परे प्रभु शरण परे, हो शरण परे प्रभु शरण परे। भव पार करो भगवान, तुम्हारे शरण परे। भव पार करो भगवान, तुम्हारे शरण परे। पंथ सतों की सुनो सुनो बातें, द्वार तेरे तक पहुँच न पाते। पंथ सतों की सुनो सुनो बातें, द्वार तेरे तक पहुँच न पाते। भटके बीच जहान, तुम्हारे शरण परे। शरण परे प्रभु शरण परे,
ही श्याम कृष्ण मुरारी, राम तू ही गणपति त्रिपुरारी। तू ही श्याम कृष्ण मुरारी, राम तू ही गणपति त्रिपुरारी। तुम ही बने हनुमान, तुम्हारी शरण पड़े, उद्धार करो भगवान, तुम्हारी शरण पड़े। शरण पड़े प्रभु शरण पड़े हो, शरण पड़े प्रभु शरण पड़े, उद्धार करो भगवान, तुम्हारी शरण पड़े। ऐसी अंतर ज्योत जगाना, हम दीनों को बहु पहचाना। ऐसी अंतर ज्योत जगाना, हम दोनों को विमल लगाना। हे प्रभु दया निधान, तुम्हारी शरण पड़े। शरण पड़े प्रभु शरण पड़े हो, शरण पड़े प्रभु शरण पड़े, उद्धार करो भगवान, तुम्हारी शरण पड़े। भव पार करो भगवान, तुम्हारी शरण पड़े। प्रेम से अयोध्यापति रामचंद्र की जय। May Bhagwan bless each and every one of you who have made the effort to be here tonight. Tomorrow evening, we will try to start at 6:30 and we'll conclude at 8:30 tomorrow evening. So we invite everyone to come out a little bit earlier tomorrow as we continue with Sri Ram's Katha. Let's all stand for final arati. आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कले तल मितसी अपी की। आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कले तल मितसी अपी की। गावत ब्रह्मादिक मुनि नारद, वाल्मीकि कवि ज्ञान विशारद। सुख सनकादि शेष और शारद, बरनी पवन सुत कीरतनी की। आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कले तल मितसी अपी की। गावत वेद पुराण अष्टदश, चहु शास्त्र सब ग्रंथन को रस। मुनि जन धन संतन को सरवस, सारयं च सम्मत सबहि। आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कले तल मितसी अपी की। गावत संतत शंभु भवानी, अरुगत संभव मुनि विज्ञानी, व्यास आदि कवि वर्ज भकानी, काक भुषुंडी गरुड़ के आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कले तल तसी अपी के। कलिमाल हरणी शयर सफीकी, शुभग सिंगार मोती युवती की, दल नरोग भव मोरी अमी की, तात मात सब विधि तुलसी की, आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कले तल तसी अपी की, आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कले तल तसी अपी की। तुम्हारे मंदिर में मैं दीप जलाने आया हूँ, श्री राम तुम्हारे मंदिर में मैं दीप जलाने आया हूँ, मैं दीप जलाने आया हूँ, मैं दीप जलाने तुम्हारे मंदिर में मैं दीप जलाने आया हूँ। बोलो राम श्री राम, बोलो राम जय जय राम, बोलो राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम, बोलो राम श्री राम, सीताराम सीताराम, बोलो राम श्री राम, सीताराम सीताराम, बोलो राम जय जय राम, श्री राम सीताराम। मंत्रहीनम क्रियाहीनम भक्तिहीनम जनार्दन, यत्पूजितं मया देव परिपूर्णं तदस्त्वमे। Oh Shri Ram, together with Sita Devi, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrugna, Hanuman, may you always be in our hearts. Prabhu, may negative thoughts, negative actions never creates Yuddha in the Ayodhya of our hearts. Please, Prabhu, sometimes we do make mistakes. Sometimes we do say things or do things that might be not right. But we pray that you forgive us and that you never leave the Ayodhya of our hearts. Let Sita Devi, Lakshman, Bharat and Shatrugna together with Hanumanji always be with us, now and for always. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva, tvameva bandhu cha saka tvameva, त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। ॐ ब्रह्मार्पणं ब्रह्महविः ब्रह्माग्नौ ब्रह्मणाहुतं ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यं ब्रह्मकर्म समाधिना। अहं वैश्वानरो भूत्वा प्राणिनां देहमाश्रितः प्राणापानसमायुक्तः पचाम्यन्नं चतुर्वेदम्। प्रेम से बोलिए वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की, उमापति महादेव की। बोलो भाई सब संतन की, सतगुरुनाथ महाराज की। हर हर नमः पार्वती पते, हर हर महादेव। प्रेम से बोलिए सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय जय सीताराम। Please be seated as you receive your arti, your panchamrit, your prasad. Meals are provided for all with lots of love. Do partake of dinner and have a safe journey back to your homes. God blessings. Om Shanti.